Are you serious? Are you guys actually serious? Steve Quayle, has he uncovered the question in the minds of everyone? What is in Antarctica? What have they found there? Well, article out today from the USA Watchdog with this question, written by Greg Hunter. He writes, in the last few months, the world's political and religious leaders have been making trips to the continent of Antarctica at the bottom of the world. An author of Empire Beneath the Ice, Steve Quayle, says that people should take notice. Quayle explains what's really going on down there. Here is the billion-dollar question, and probably the trillion-dollar question. Why are the world's religious leaders and the world's most powerful leaders going to Antarctica? Well, maybe they're going to see the penguins. He said, I don't think the Russian patriarch is going down there to meet penguins. And with no disrespect, man, he said, but someone or something has summoned the world's leaders. Quayle also says most people don't understand that this is critical. The United States in 1947 sent a war flotilla to Antarctica under Admiral Byrd, and it was called Operation High Jump. It was to seek out and to destroy the hidden Nazi bases that intelligence agencies provided them the documentation for. It wasn't a small thing. There were 13 ships with 4,700 men and the state-of-the-art U.S. weaponry aboard. The bad news is we got our rear ends kicked, he says. The Russians were spying on us, and they had a video of our aircraft encountering down there. So listen to this, folks. I don't know what all is down there. I don't know what Quayle is saying that could be down there, but the world, he is telling you the truth. The world leaders are headed to Antarctica. They keep going down there, and we don't know what it is that they are seeing. There's rumors of Atlantis. There's rumors of giants, skeletons that have been found frozen in the ice. There's all kinds of different rumors from a lot of different perspectives. But something's down there. Something's going on in Antarctica, but I don't have a clue, to be honest with you. But maybe Steve Quayle does, all right? So we'll keep a close eye on what's going on. Certainly, Quayle has discovered several different things that have panned out, and so we'll just wait and see what he may be able to dig out and let us know what's taking place in Antarctica. But meanwhile, the world leaders keep going down there. Remember, Buzz Aldrin just went down there. Got sick, but he went down there. I mean, major world leaders keep going to Antarctica to see something. What is it? Are you serious? Are you saved? Now, remember what Jesus said. Jesus said that in the last days they would say, lo, Christ is here, or Christ is there. Believe it not. I'm not saying that that's what they're saying, that the world leaders are going down there to see Christ. But they are going down there to see something. And whatever that is, it's created the curiosity of the world. I'm going to tell you now, keep your eyes on the Lord Jesus Christ. He's coming soon. Okay? Steve Quayle, what are they doing down there? He'll let us know. He'll find out. He'll let us know. I'll be back with more in just a moment. Give your life to Jesus Christ. He's coming soon. Antarctica. Are you serious? Are you serious? What? A 7.9 earthquake has hit Papua New Guinea. A 6.3 aftershock, shaking things up in the Ring of Fire down there in Papua New Guinea, real close to the Solomon Islands, of course, where we just had a 7.9, 8.0 earthquake. Look, unbelievable, but the 5 waves of energy are certainly coming into play here in late December as we expected it to happen. We've already had a 7.8 earthquake in the Solomon Islands a few days ago with a ton of aftershocks. A 6.5 in Cascadia, just off the coast of California, with a ton of aftershocks. And now we've just had a 7.9 in Papua New Guinea this morning. But the aftershocks, the earth is shaking and quaking. The devil's back is breaking. The birthing pains are aching. My mind is breaking because we're in the last days here. And here's the situation. 7.9, Papua New Guinea. Tsunami warnings were initially sent out for Hawaii, Canada, Alaska, British Columbia area, Washington State, Oregon, California. Those have been canceled, thank God. But still there is concerns of a tsunami that could hit in Vanuatu, the Solomon Islands, and all those little bitty islands down there near Papua New Guinea. Now, since that 7.9 quake, look how many aftershocks we've had. We've had a 5.5 in Papua New Guinea, a 6.3 in Papua New Guinea aftershock. That was a strong quake right there. And it was a lot more shallower than the original quake, okay, which was 103 kilometers. The 6.3 earthquake was only 35 kilometers. Then we've had a 3.5 in Hawaii, a 3.0 in Alaska, a 4.9 and a 5.1 aftershocks in Papua New Guinea, 2.9 in Hawaii, very shallow, 4.5 Papua New Guinea, 5.2, 5.1, 4.8, all in Papua New Guinea this morning. And then 3.6 in Big Lake, Alaska, followed by 5.1 Papua New Guinea, 5.4 Papua New Guinea, 4.8, 5.3, 4.7, 5.1, 5.0, all in Papua New Guinea. And that's just since the first big quake of 7.9 this morning in Papua New Guinea. So the earth is shaking and quaking, and there's no question that the pressure that is hitting the earth from the 5 waves of energy, the second wave fully making itself available, or I should say we fully come in contact with it December 26th. Doesn't mean there's going to be a big quake on that day. We were just telling you there was going to be some big quakes leading up to that arrival, and then there's going to be some big quakes, catastrophic events, including volcanic eruptions, tsunamis, earthquakes, and sinkholes, and new fault lines forming during the next 2 years as we're still going through this density of this wave, these gamma rays, these cosmic rays from the explosion of a star that's pulsating from probably being the pressure hit it from this, you call it whatever you want to, all right? NASA first called it Planet X. The ancients called it Nibiru. The Gilbert calls it Planet 7X. NASA now calls it Planet number 9. Call it what you want to. I've heard dwarf star. Call it what you want to. But this binary system is putting pressure upon our solar system, creating some incredible catastrophic possibilities here. And but this is all tied to biblical prophecy. I wanted to look at one more thing here, and I was talking, and then I got sidetracked here for a second. But I want you to know that we've had these major earthquakes are shaking, and tsunami warnings are still possible out there. There's a lot of aftershocks going, and so we're going to keep a close eye on what's going on here right now. This is a very, very, very concerning situation. All right, very. And again, come December 26th, in case you have a short memory, and I've got a few people out here who are that are critical because they just don't, because you can't see a gamma ray. You can't see gamma rays. You can't really feel solar winds bringing in high UV radiation upon the earth, UV rays and radiation. Because you can't see it, people then say there's nothing there. We've already had a 7.8 earthquake in Solomon Islands and a 7.9 now in Papua New Guinea with tons of aftershocks, 6.3s and all kinds of stuff. But in the next 10 days, people will forget these 2 quakes and say, nothing really big happened. And on the 26th, if nothing happens that day, they're going to say, see, Begley, and you guys said it was the end of the world. We never said it was the end of the world. We're telling you, you're in the birthing pains. And it's going to get more intense over the next 2-year period if we're still here, okay? I'm just trying to tell you, if we're still here. Now, I'm going to check one more thing. Solar winds right now have slowed way down to 393,000 kilometers per second. Now, earlier in the week, it got up as high as 750,000 kilometers per second. The solar winds blowing off the sun toward the earth. What happened during that period of time? We had the 7.8 earthquake where? Solomon Islands. So one could say it was the solar winds that caused the earthquake in the Solomon Islands, not the second wave of energy. And you might be right. But now the solar winds are almost down to normal at 393,000 kilometers per second. And yet we have a 7.9 earthquake in Papua New Guinea with a ton of aftershocks. So one could now say it wasn't the solar winds that's putting pressure on the earth causing the quake. It must be something else. Well, it is. It's both. It's solar winds that come off the earth, off the sun, certainly can cause quakes because of the pressure it puts on with the CMEs, solar flares, this coronal mass ejections. These can definitely set off weak tectonic plates. And then you have to add the other whammy that we're getting, and that's the waves of energy. All right, so between these 2 pressures, which are coming from opposite directions, the earth is going to be shaking and quaking. The earth is going to reel and rock like a drunken man, which is what the Bible said would happen in Isaiah chapter 24, verse 20. So science is now able, with the technology, the science is catching up with the prophecy that's already in the Word of God. I'll be back with more current world events. You better keep your head up, keep your eyes open, keep looking up. Jesus is coming soon. Don't get left behind. Are you serious? Are you guys actually serious? Steve Quayle, has he uncovered the question in the minds of everyone? What is in Antarctica? What have they found there? Well, article out today from the USA Watchdog with this question, written by Greg Hunter. He writes, in the last few months, the world's political and religious leaders have been making trips to the continent of Antarctica at the bottom of the world. An author of Empire Beneath the Ice, Steve Quayle, says that people should take notice. Quayle explains what's really going on down there. Here is the billion-dollar question, and probably the trillion-dollar question. Why are the world's religious leaders and the world's most powerful leaders going to Antarctica? Well, maybe they're going to see the penguins. He said, I don't think the Russian patriarch is going down there to meet penguins. And with no disrespect, man, he said, but someone or something has summoned the world's leaders. Are you serious? Are you guys actually serious? Steve Quayle, has he uncovered the question in the minds of everyone? What is in Antarctica? What have they found there? Well, article out today from the USA Watchdog with this question, written by Greg Hunter. He writes, in the last few months, the world's political and religious leaders have been making trips to the continent of Antarctica at the bottom of the world. An author of Empire Beneath the Ice, Steve Quayle, says that people should take notice. Quayle explains what's really going on down there. Here is the billion-dollar question, and probably the trillion-dollar question. Why are the world's religious leaders and the world's most powerful leaders going to Antarctica? Well, maybe they're going to see the penguins. He said, I don't think the Russian patriarch is going down there to meet penguins. And with no disrespect, man, he said, but someone or something has summoned the world's leaders. Quayle also says most people don't understand that this is critical. The United States in 1947 sent a war flotilla to Antarctica under Admiral Byrd, and it was called Operation High Jump. It was to seek out and to destroy the hidden Nazi base